Hello and good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Very, very good morning. So, we continue with what we were discussing in the previous class. We were talking about the story. The title of the story is, what is the title of the story? Anybody remembers the title of the story? What is the title of the story? Yes, that is the topic. I do it well is the topic under which we have this second part of the story. The subtitle of the story is Jeremy's First Hunt, and the main title is I Do It Well. And it is the story of two major characters in the story. One is Jeremy, and who is the other person?
Father.
Father.
Exactly. Yes, Rajlakshmi, that's right. It is his father. It is the father of Jeremy and Jeremy, who are the main characters in the story. And the story is like this: that Jeremy's father is a, what is the profession? What is the job that he does? What is Jeremy's father? Exactly. Yes, Sia. He is a hunter. Yes, Rajlakshmi, Archana. So many people are posting it. So the he is a hunter. He is a hunter, and he also wants his son to become a hunter. So that is the aim of the father, to make his son also a hunter. So it is with this aim that he teaches him hunting. And Jeremy practices hunting by shooting toy birds, and he becomes an expert in shooting. And so one day he is asked by his father to go with him to shoot some live birds, real birds. So he has not yet shot a real bird, and he is going with his father on one cold morning into the marshy land. Okay, so the marshy land, the marshes. Okay, where they go for hunting live birds. So the kind of birds that they are hunting are ducks. So this is the situation that we saw, where early morning they go to a place, they hide somewhere in a pit, and they wait for the ducks to come in the water. They have put some decoys into the water. His father has placed some decoys. Decoys are toy birds to attract the real birds. Some toy birds have been put in the water by Jeremy's father, and the birds come and land in the water. And Jeremy's father asks him to shoot, but Jeremy is unable to shoot. He holds the rifle in his hand. He catches hold of the trigger, that part of the rifle. If he pulls it, he will be able to shoot, but unfortunately, he is not able to pull it. Why doesn't he shoot? He has the rifle. The rifle is loaded with bullets, but still he doesn't shoot. Why doesn't he shoot? Exactly, yes, Rajlakshmi. He doesn't like hunting live creatures. He doesn't like hunting live creatures. Therefore, he doesn't shoot. Then why does he go with his father for hunting? because he loves his father. See, this is the problem that he is in. He is unable to do anything when you are in a uh, uh, to be or not to be kind of situation. That is called a dilemma. He is in a dilemma. He doesn't like hunting live creatures, but his father wants him to hunt live creatures. So he is in a dilemma. He doesn't know what to do. So he wants to make his father happy because he loves his father, and he wants to make him happy, and that is why he comes early in the morning for hunting. But at the same time, he doesn't like killing. He doesn't like killing birds, so therefore he is unable to shoot. So it is in this situation that we stopped in the previous class. So let us see what happens. What happens after that? So you can see the screen there and the text where uh, this is where we stopped in the previous class. That is, Jeremy was unable to shoot the birds, though he was ready with his rifle. His rifle was loaded, yet he was unable to shoot. So this is the uh, situation where we stood. So he has two things in his mind. At one point, he wants to shoot because his mind asks him to shoot. So that's why that sentence says, shoots at something sharply in his brain. But the gun is not exploding. The bullet is not going out of the gun because he is not able to pull the trigger. He cannot bring himself to kill an innocent creature. He doesn't like to kill innocent life. So that is why he is unable to shoot. So it is in this dilemma. This is the dilemma of the child. On the one hand, he doesn't like to kill anything. On the other hand, he wants to make his father happy. So surely he will not be able to satisfy both those things. How will he be able to satisfy both the father as well as saving the innocent creature? This is not something that he can do. So that is the situation where we stopped. Okay, let us continue. We will read. Last time I had called somebody, he was not there. Are you there today? Rija Paul? Re- Rija Paul, are you there? Rija, Rija, are you there? Rija Paul. Those people who are not responding, I will have to remove you from the meeting. Okay. Rija Paul, you are not responding. Is she not there? So if she doesn't respond, I will remove her from the meeting. No use people not responding in the meeting. Reshmi, Reshmi, are you there?
VT ആണോ സാർ?
Yes, yes, Reshmi VT.
But it didn't come. Up went the mallard higher still, until suddenly he tipped a wing, caught the full force of the wind, and whirled away out of range. അടുത്തത് വായിക്കണം. There was no sound
Yes.
except the faint rustle of the grasses. Jeremy stood there, gripping his gun. Well, his father said at last, "What happened?" The boy did not answer. His lips were trembling. His father asked in the same controlled voice, "Why didn't you shoot?"
Okay, thank you. But where are the other people? What is happening when I call the names? These people are not there. Wait, let me try to call this person. Let me see what is happening. Where is Rija Paul? Rija Paul, why are you not responding?
Yes, sir.
Where are you?
I'm home. വീട്ടില.
And then why don't you respond? ഞാൻ വിളിക്കുമ്പോ
നേരത്തെ
ഓൺ
വിളിച്ചപ്പോ
ചെയ്ത്
എന്റെ
വെച്ചിട്ട്
ഫോൺ
പോയിരിക്കുകയാണോ?
അല്ലല്ല, അത് ഫോൺ ഇത്തിരി ഹാങ് ഉണ്ട്, കുറച്ച് ദിവസമായി തുടങ്ങിയിട്ട്. ഞാനത് ലെഫ്റ്റ് അടിച്ചിട്ട് കേറാൻ നോക്കുമ്പോ എനിക്ക് ലെഫ്റ്റ് ആവാനും വെച്ചില്ല, ചെക്കായി നിക്കാം മൊത്തത്തില്.
കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ വിളിച്ചപ്പോഴും എടുത്തില്ല.
കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സില് ഞാൻ
കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഇതേപോലെ ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് പോയിരിക്കുന്നു. കഴിഞ്ഞ ക്ലാസ്സിലെ ഇതേപോലെ ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് പോയിരിക്കുന്നു, വിളിച്ചിട്ടൊന്നും റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്തില്ല.
സോറി.
അങ്ങനെ കയറിയിരിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമൊന്നുമില്ല കേട്ടോ. നിങ്ങൾ അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ഇരുന്നാൽ മതി. അങ്ങനെ ഞാൻ ഇൻസിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യില്ല, നിങ്ങൾ എന്തായാലും ഇവിടെ വന്നിരിക്കണം എന്ന്. ഐ എം നോട്ട് ഗോയിങ് ടു ഇൻസിസ്റ്റ്. നമ്മൾ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ പാർട്ടിസിപ്പേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഇരുന്നാൽ മതി. അങ്ങനെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ അറ്റൻഡൻസ് ഒക്കെ തരാം, അതൊന്നും പ്രോബ്ലം ഇല്ല. നമ്മൾ വെറുതെ ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചിട്ട് പോകുന്നതുകൊണ്ട് എന്താ ഗുണം? അതുകൊണ്ട് ഗുണമൊന്നുമില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ട് പറഞ്ഞതാണ് കേട്ടോ.
സോറി സർ.
അപ്പോൾ സാരമില്ല. ഓക്കെ, ഇപ്പം എന്തായാലും വായിച്ചു. മറ്റേത് അടുത്തത് പാരഗ്രാഫ് വരുമ്പോൾ വിളിക്കും കേട്ടോ. അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവണം. ഭക്ഷണം കഴിക്കാനൊക്കെ പിന്നെ പോവാം കേട്ടാ.
ആ ആ
ഇത് ക്ലാസ്സൊക്കെ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പോവാം.
ആ.
Okay, so we were talking. I'll ask you to read the next paragraph after this, after I explain this.
Yeah.
Okay, so here Jeremy is unable to shoot. So what he does is he wants to shoot. He tries to hold the, but his mind is not permitting him to shoot the bird, innocent bird. So this is the problem that he faces. And his father is also. Will his father be happy? Jeremy, when does he shoot? And he doesn't shoot. Will his father be happy?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Not at all. Never, never. Because his father വിളിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്നത് തന്നെ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്. So never, he will never be happy. So there is no sound coming because he is not short. So that is what Rashmi read just now. That there is no sound except the faint rustle of the grasses. പുല്ല് ഇളകുന്ന, പുല്ല് കാറ്റത്ത് പുല്ല് ഇളകുന്നതിന്റെ ശബ്ദമാണ് rustling. The rustling sound, rustle of the grass. So rustling sound is the sound of the grasses, പുല്ല് ഇളകുന്നതിന്റെ ശബ്ദം. അത് മാത്രമേ കേൾക്കുന്നുള്ളൂ. So they are all expecting the sound of the gunshot, but the gunshot does not come. The sound of the gun is not heard. So his father is very angry, but he doesn't show it in his speech. He says, well, what happened? എന്ത് പറ്റി എന്നാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. So what happened? So it is very clear that he has not shot. He has not pulled the trigger. It is very clear. And the boy doesn't answer. So when you do something wrong, normally what happens is you are unable to explain, you give explanation. So the boy is not able to answer. He cannot say that the gun is not working because the gun is working trigger. So his lips were trembling. Why is his lips trembling? ചുണ്ടുകൾ വരയ്ക്കുന്നത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? തണുപ്പ് കൊണ്ടാണോ? രാവിലെ തണുപ്പായതുകൊണ്ടാണോ? Why were his lips trembling? Is it because of the cold in the morning?
No.
No, yes, it is because of fear, as Rajalakshmi, or tension. Yes, he is unable to satisfy his father. He is unable to bring happiness to his father. So that is creating fear in him. That is creating stress in him. And that is why his lips are trembling. So his father is not happy. He's trying to control himself. That's why the next sentence says his father asked in the same controlled voice. ദേഷ്യം വരുന്നുണ്ട് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്, but he is trying to control his anger, and he asks him, why didn't you shoot? So he is controlling his anger and asking him, why doesn't he shoot? Why aren't you shooting? So the boy says, what does he say? Let us see. So this is what he says. Yes, Rija, you can read now.
Jeremy thumped back the safely catch. He stood the gun carefully in the corner of the blind because they were so alive, he said, and burst into tears. He sat on the rough bench, buried in his hands, and wept. Buried in his hands and
Buried.
wept. All hope of pleasing his father was gone. He had had his chance and he had failed. For a long moment his father was silent. Then Jeremy felt him drop down beside him. Here comes a single. Here comes a single. Let's try again.
Gives the explanation. So his explanation is very simple. Why weren't you able to shoot the bird? So he kept the gun carefully in a corner and said, because they were so alive. That is the answer. That is the only answer that he gives. So this is a very telling answer. This actually explains the kind of feelings that the boy has for life, for nature, because the theme of this chapter is nurturing nature. So uh, this kind of feelings or concern or love for nature is evident in the words of Jeremy, because he says, which is very clear in the words of Jeremy, because he says that they were so alive. ഇത്രയും ജീവനോടെ ഇത്രയും പിടയ്ക്കുന്ന ഈ പക്ഷികളെ എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഞാൻ വെടിവെച്ച് കൊല്ലുന്നത്? ഹൗ ക്യാൻ ഐ ഡു ഇറ്റ്? സോ ഐ ആം അണേബിൾ ടു ഡു ഇറ്റ്. സോ ഹി tells it very plainly to his father. And he said, after saying this, he is crying. Why is he crying? He has not shot. He has not shot the birds. Then why is he crying? വെടിവെച്ചിട്ടൊന്നുമില്ലല്ലോ, പിന്നെ ഇതിനെ കരയുന്നത്. Why is he crying? What could be the reason that he cries? എന്തിനാണ് അയാൾ കരയുന്നത്? Why does he cry? He burst into tears എന്നാണ് sentence, next sentence. Why does he burst into tears? What is the reason for him bursting into tears? ഇപ്പൊ കരഞ്ഞതിന്റെ കാരണം എന്താണ്? വെടിവെച്ചെങ്കിൽ ആ പക്ഷികളെ കൊന്നു എന്നുള്ള സങ്കടമായിരിക്കാം. പക്ഷെ ഇവിടെ വെടിയൊന്നും വെച്ചിട്ടില്ല. ഹി ഹാസ് നോട്ട് കിൽഡ് എനി ബേർഡ്. Then why is he crying? There is a reason. There is a reason that he cries. Yes, his hopes have been lost. Yes, yeah, that is right. What is his hope? What did he hope to do? He hoped to, എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയാണ് അയാൾ വന്നത്?
To make his father happy.
Exactly, to make his father happy. That's right, Shishma. So to make his father happy, that's why he came. That was his hope, to make his father happy. I will do something to make my father happy. So that is the dream of every child, to make their parents happy. That is what our aim is. By studying, by doing everything, we want to make our parents happy. But his hopes are lost because he could not make his father happy by shooting the bird, because he was unable to shoot the bird. So that is why he is unhappy, and that is why he is crying. He is crying because he was unable to make his father happy and to make his hope come true. So that is why he is sad. And then he is crying with his face buried in his hands, means he is covering his face with his hands. And that is why he is unhappy. See, the next sentence says, all hope of pleasing his father had gone. Every hope that he had of making his father happy is now gone. He had got a chance to make his father happy, but that chance is now gone. So he was so sad, so unhappy, that father understood his difficulty. See, when he sees he's actually seeing in front of his eyes why the son is unable to show. Then the father becomes silent. Till that time, father was angry that he is not shooting. I have trained him so much, yet he is not shooting. But when the father sees the difficulty, he directly experiences the difficulty that the son has. Then the father becomes silent. Then he gives another chance to him. He says, here is another, a single bird is coming. There was a flock of birds. Okay. There were a flock of birds that came. Okay. That flock of birds is referred to here as a flight of birds, or kutam. There were a flock of birds that came earlier, but now there is a single bird that is now coming. So his father tells him, let us try again. Let us try to shoot that bird again. So he asks Jeremy, why don't you try to shoot this one? There is one bird. So he asks him to shoot that bird. Okay. So that is the next. Who is going to read? Oh, we'll ask Anjali TC. Anjali TC.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you can read the next one. Jeremy did not lower.
Jeremy did not lower his hands. It's no use, Dad, I can. Hurry, his father said roughly. You will miss him here. Cold metal touched Jeremy. He took it up, unbelieving. His father was handing the camera to
He
him.
looked up.
Quick, quick, he said softly. He won't hang around all day. In swept a big pintail drake driving low across the water, skidding right into the decoys. Jeremy's father clapped his hands, a sound like a pistol shot. The splendid bird soared, feet retracted, head raised, wings flapping, white breast gleaming, then he was gone. Jeremy lowered the camera. I got him. His face was radiant. Did you? His father's hand touched the boy's.
His face was shining. Yes, that's okay. Yes. So here, Jeremy says that he cannot shoot. So there is another bird coming. So father asks him, yes, thank you, Anjali. So the father asks him whether you can shoot one more bird is coming. So if you have missed the flock of birds, you can try shooting this one. A single bird is now coming. So why don't you try to shoot that bird? So Jeremy says, I can't that. It is not because that I was unable to shoot at that point. I cannot shoot living creatures. That is my problem. So he tells his father very clearly that my problem is that I am unable to shoot a live bird. So he makes it very clear to his father. Again, his father is insisting, നിർബന്ധിക്കുക ഒന്നുകൂടി ശ്രമിക്കുക ഒന്നുകൂടി ഒന്ന് ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുമോ നോക്കെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഹി ഈസ് ഇൻസിസ്റ്റിംഗ്. So he feels strange because he is now sitting and crying. He is not looking up at the father. So suddenly he feels a metal touching him. He looked up unbelieving and he sees that it is not the rifle. ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ പറഞ്ഞ് അച്ഛൻ തന്നത് രണ്ടാമത് തരുന്നത് it is not the rifle. And he looks at it, it is the camera that he is giving him. So he is asking Jeremy to shoot with the camera. So taking pictures with the camera is also referred to as shooting. Camera വെച്ച് ഫോട്ടോ എടുക്കുന്നതിനെയും നമ്മൾ ഷൂട്ടിംഗ് എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് പറയാം. So he asks him to shoot with the camera. So then a drake comes. Drake എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കാണാം, which is drake. Drake means a wild duck. a male duck. It is a duck. Duck എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് തന്നെയാണ്. It is a male duck. So that is a drake. So a drake comes driving into the toy birds. The decoys are the toy birds. And when his father clapped his hands, the bird started flying. The bird starts flying, and that a bird flying from the surface of the water is a beautiful sight. So Jeremy is able to capture that picture on camera. One second, I have lost my connection. Please wait. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sorry for that interruption. There was a network problem. So here we continue again. We go again. So there was a drake that came, and his father understands his problem. So he understands his son is unable to shoot with the rifle. So he gives him the camera, and Jeremy is so happy to hold the camera in his hand, and he shoots the bird with his camera. He takes a picture of the bird with his camera. So that is what happens. Okay, is the screen visible?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, wait. So he was able to take the photograph of the
Excuse me, sir.
wild bird because when it came to the surface of the water, his father clapped his hands and yes, yes, tell me.
സർ ഈ പേജിലേ
പറഞ്ഞോളൂ.
ടോപ്പിൽ സെക്കൻഡ് ലൈനിലേ ഹി ഹാഡ് ഹിസ് ചാൻസ് അങ്ങനെ 2 ഹാഡ് ഉണ്ട്. അത് പ്രിന്റിംഗിൽ വന്ന മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് ആണോ?
ആ പ്രിന്റിംഗ് എറർ അല്ല. രണ്ടും രണ്ട് മീനിങ് ആണ്. ഒന്ന് അതിൻ്റെ പാസ്റ്റ് പെർഫെക്റ്റ് ടെൻസിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഹാഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കഴിഞ്ഞു എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലുള്ള ഹാഡും കഴിഞ്ഞു എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഹാഡ് പ്രിന്റിംഗ് എറർ അല്ല അത്.
ഓക്കെ ഓക്കെ.
ഹി ഹാഡ് ഐ ഹാവ് ബ്രേക്ക്ഫാസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ട് ഹാഡ് പറയാമല്ലോ. ഐ ഹാഡ് മൈ ബ്രേക്ക്ഫാസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ രണ്ട് ഹാഡിനും രണ്ടർത്ഥമാണ്. ഒരു ഹാഡ് ആ ടെൻസ് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ്, അതായത് കഴിച്ചു കഴിഞ്ഞു എന്നുള്ള അതാണ്. പിന്നത്തെ ഹാവ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ടു ഹാവ് യുവർ ചാൻസ്, ടു ഹാവ് യുവർ ബ്രേക്ക്ഫാസ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കഴിക്കുക എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ്. ടു ഹാവ് യുവർ ചാൻസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കിട്ടുക എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഹാവിന് രണ്ട് മീനിങ് ഉണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് ടെൻസിൻ്റെ ഫോമിൽ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴും പിന്നെ അല്ല ആ വാക്കിൻ്റെതായിട്ടുള്ളൊരു അർത്ഥമുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതവിടെ അഡീഷണൽ വന്നിട്ടുള്ളതല്ല. താങ്ക് യു ഫോർ പോയിന്റിങ് ഇറ്റ് ഔട്ട്. ഇസ് ഇറ്റ് ക്ലിയർ നൗ?
യെസ് സർ.
Clear ആയോ?
യെസ് സർ.
So it is not an extra had there. One had, the first had is the, yes, the first had is the past perfect tense. Past perfect tense ആണ്. അതായത് കഴിക്കുക അല്ലെങ്കിൽ കിട്ടുക ഇവിടെ കിട്ടുക എന്നുള്ളതാണ്, ചാൻസ് കിട്ടുക എന്നുള്ളതിൻ്റെ അർത്ഥത്തിൽ, കിട്ടുക എന്നുള്ള അർത്ഥത്തിലാണ് അവിടെ രണ്ടാമത്തെ ഹാഡ് വരുന്നത്. ആദ്യത്തെ ഹാഡ് ടെൻസ് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ ഓക്കെ, one second here. Yes, so he is his father. I'm able to, I got him എന്നാണ് പറയാം. His face was radiant. Radiant means shining. Radiant is shining. So I got him. ഇപ്പോൾ ഷൂട്ട് ചെയ്തത് റൈഫിൾ വെച്ചല്ല. He shot with his camera and he's so happy because he likes to use his camera. He doesn't like to shoot with the rifle, but he likes to shoot with his camera. So he's so happy. And his father is also happy, though he was initially unhappy. In the beginning he was unhappy that his son did not shoot with the rifle, but now he feels happy. He is also happy with him. So that is the last paragraph. Then who is going to read the last paragraph? Anybody can read?
Sir,
Suganya Rajan.
his father hand touched the boy's shoulder briefly. That's good. His just there was a flick in his eye. Okay, son. I will always love shooting, but that doesn't mean you have to. Sometimes it takes courage to as to do it. He told think think you teach me how to work that camera. So, sir, Vachu. Sir, hello. Hello, sir.
Please stay back. I still again lost the connection. Anyway, I think I'll continue here itself. One second. Okay. You are able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Sir.
So, what happened is his father understands the son's difficulty and he gives the camera to him. And he very happily takes the camera and takes the photograph of the single wild male duck which has just flown off from the surface of the stream. And he tells his father that I got him. So this kind of happiness that he experiences is something uncomparable. So he asks him. The father also participates in the joy of the child. He also enjoys being very happy with the child, in the happiness of the child, and he is appreciating him. So when he says, I got him, he is asking him, oh, ശരിക്കും കിട്ടിയോ എന്നാണ് ചോദിക്കുന്നത്. So he is immediately asking him, oh, really, did you get the bird? So that kind of happiness is also visible in the father's words. That is good. He appreciates the son also. He says, it is good that you got the bird. So he appreciates him and he tells him that I'm so happy that you were able to get the bird. Then he says that is good. He looked at his son, and Jeremy saw that there was no disappointment in his eyes. So he had expected some disappointment in his father. Uh, that why did he expect to see some disappointment in his father? എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് ഡിസപ്പോയിൻമെന്റ് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ കാരണം എന്താണ്? He saw that there is no disappointment. Jeremy saw that there is no disappointment in his eyes. But why did he expect disappointment? അച്ഛനൊരു ഡിസപ്പോയിൻമെന്റ് വരും എന്ന് മകൻ പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കാൻ കാരണം എന്താണ്?
Because
Yes. ഇല്ല,
birds നെ
അതാണ്
hunt
കാരണം.
ചെയ്തില്ലല്ലോ.
Because he could not hunt the birds. Yes, his father wished to see his son as a ഹണ്ടർ, നോട്ട് എ ഫോട്ടോഗ്രാഫർ. അതാണ് അയാളുടെ ആഗ്രഹം, അച്ഛൻ്റെ ആഗ്രഹം അതായിരുന്നു. പക്ഷേ അയാൾ അത് ചെയ്തില്ല, ഹണ്ട് ചെയ്തില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഡിസപ്പോയിൻമെൻ്റ് ഉണ്ടാകുമെന്ന് പ്രതീക്ഷിച്ചെങ്കിലും നൗ ദർ ഇസ് നോ ഡിസപ്പോയിൻമെൻറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ ഐസ് ഓഫ് ഹിസ് ഫാദർ, because his father has understood the son. See the understanding. So this theme of understanding is very important. This has been something which we have been discussing from the induction program itself, that understanding is something which is key to happiness in life. If we develop the right understanding, developing right understanding and right feelings, then we will be able to solve many of the problems that we may experience in our everyday life. Yes, Rishma, that is right. Right understanding and right feeling. So this is what the father has developed now. So this is something we should also think about, is whether this understanding would have developed if the son had remained at home. വീട്ടിൽ തന്നെ ഇരുന്നിട്ട് ഞാൻ വരുന്നില്ല ഹണ്ടിങ്ങിനൊന്നും, എനിക്ക് പക്ഷികളെയൊന്നും വെടിവെച്ചിടാൻ പറ്റില്ല എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു വീട്ടിലിരുന്നെങ്കിൽ ഈ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് അച്ഛനുണ്ടാവുമായിരുന്നോ?
No.
It will not have happened. കാരണം അത് അവൻ്റെ ഞാൻ പറയുന്നത് കേൾക്കാൻ തയ്യാറല്ല എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഫീലിംഗ് ആണ് അച്ഛനുണ്ടാവുക. But he goes there, he shows his father, he actually demonstrates to his father. See, he demonstrates. So that is very important. He demonstrates to his father how difficult it is for him to shoot. അച്ഛന് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കുകയാണ് എത്രത്തോളം ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാണ് ഒരു പക്ഷിയെ വെടിവെച്ചിടാൻ എന്നുള്ളത്. നേരിട്ട് അച്ഛന് കാണിച്ചു കൊടുക്കണം, അല്ലാതെ അയാൾക്ക് ചെയ്യാൻ മടിച്ചിട്ടല്ല എന്നുള്ളത് അച്ഛന് ക്ലിയറായി മനസ്സിലായി. എങ്ങനെയാണ്? ഹി മേക്സ് ഇറ്റ് ക്ലിയർ ടു his father by actually showing it to him. And he also shows to his father that he wants to make his father happy. അച്ഛനെ സന്തോഷിപ്പിക്കണമെന്ന് എനിക്ക് ആഗ്രഹമുണ്ട്, പക്ഷേ എനിക്ക് പറ്റുന്നില്ല. അപ്പം ഹിസ് ഇൻറ്റൻഷൻ ഓഫ് മേക്കിംഗ് ഹിസ് father happy is what wins the heart of the father. അപ്പോൾ പക്ഷിയെ വെടിവെച്ചിട്ടില്ല എന്നുള്ളതല്ല, ദാറ്റ് ഇൻറ്റൻഷൻ ഇസ് there, my desire is there to make his father happy. That is made evident in his behavior. In his behavior, that there is the evidence of trying to make his father happy, and that actually makes his father understand. So to develop understanding, we have to take the other person along. അതായത് ഞാനിവിടെ നിൽക്കും, മറ്റേയാൾ തന്നെ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഡെവലപ്പ് ചെയ്യട്ടെ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് നോട്ട് പോസിബിൾ. വി ഹാവ് ടു ഗോ അലോങ് വിത്ത് ദി അതർ പേഴ്സൺ. We have to go the extra mile. We have to travel with the other person to develop understanding. So you cannot teach people. You cannot teach understanding to others. അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്ങിലൂടെ അവരുടെ ഒപ്പം നമുക്ക് സഞ്ചരിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുപോകാനേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ, നമുക്ക് പഠിപ്പിച്ചു കൊടുക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ്. So this is also something which is made clear through the story, that we have to take people through the experience to develop understanding. You cannot teach them. പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുത്ത് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ പലപ്പോഴും പറയുന്നത്, ഞാൻ എത്ര തവണ പറഞ്ഞതാണെന്ന് പറയും. എത്ര തവണ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടും കാര്യമില്ല, ഞാൻ 100 തവണ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടെന്നൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പറയും. So it is not the number of times that you say, whether we are able to develop that understanding in others. That requires some effort. കുറച്ച് പരിശ്രമം ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്. That is, you have to travel with the other person. So that is what has been done by Jeremy. So his father has developed that understanding that, so this is a very key sentence. He says, because he develops that understanding, he says this sentence. I will highlight that sentence. It is because he has developed that understanding, he is able to say this sentence. I will always love shooting. I am a hunter. I like shooting. But that doesn't mean you also have to. See, that you is highlighted. എനിക്ക് ഹണ്ടിങ് ഇഷ്ടമാണ്, ഞാൻ ഹണ്ടിങ്ങിൽ എക്സ്പേർട്ടാണ്. But that does not mean that you also have to become an expert in hunting. So he says, sometimes it takes as much courage not to do a thing as to do it. So to do something, you need courage. So this is also a very important statement that he says. To do something, you need courage. But sometimes not doing something also requires courage. ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ മാത്രം കറേജ് വേണം, ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാനും കറേജ് വേണം എന്നാണ് അച്ഛൻ പറയുന്നത്. സോ ദിസ് ഇസ് എ ഗ്രേറ്റ് സ്റ്റേറ്റ്മെന്റ് ദാറ്റ് ഹിസ് ഫാദർ മേക്സ് ബിക്കോസ് ഹി ഹാസ് ഡെവലപ്ഡ് ദാറ്റ് അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിങ് അബൌട്ട് ദ ചൈൽഡ്. സോ these lines are more wonderful. I will love shooting, but that doesn't mean you have to. ഞാനൊരു ഹണ്ടർ ആയതുകൊണ്ട് മകനും ഒരു ഹണ്ടർ ആവണമെന്ന് ഞാൻ ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത് ശരിയല്ല എന്ന് അച്ഛന് മനസ്സിലായി. പറഞ്ഞു കൊടുത്ത് മനസ്സിലാക്കിച്ചതല്ല. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഫ്രം എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ്. He is made to feel because of a real heartfelt experience of what his son is going through. And then therefore he says that it takes as much courage, means it requires as much courage. So much courage. It requires so much courage to do something. At the same time, it requires more courage not to do something. ചില കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാൻ മാത്രമല്ല, ചെയ്യാതിരിക്കാനാണ് പലപ്പോഴും കൂടുതൽ ധൈര്യം വേണ്ടത്. So this is the message that he conveys, not to the child but to us. He is telling, the story is actually conveying this message that to protect nature, it requires a lot of courage. Nature നശിപ്പിക്കാൻ വലിയ courage ഒന്നും ആവശ്യമില്ല. Anybody can do it. But to protect it, you have to have a lot of courage. You may have to fight so many people to protect nature, to protect the plants, to protect the animals, to protect all these creatures, the birds, insects, everything. So this is the message. And then the last sentence of the story, he asks his son, do you think you could teach me how to work that camera? I taught you how to hold the gun. I have taught you how to hold the gun. I have taught you how to shoot with the gun. But do you think you can teach me how to hold the camera? So can you teach me how to use the camera? So that is what his father asks him. That is how and that is the last sentence in the story. Can you teach me how to work that camera? How to work that camera means how to use that camera. So is it an interesting story? Did you like that story?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any questions? Any doubts? Do you have any questions? Any doubts? Clarifications? Any questions? Okay, that's it. So I think we will stop for today. We will continue in the next class. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.